Alright, let's get going. I think that if you are a Jasmy bear, probably this video is not for you. And what I would say is that, okay, go ahead, sell Jasmy, go ahead and buy Bitcoin, ride it to something like $150,000, and then when you get there, you realize that, you know what, I've only made a 50% gain. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why we are talking about the Jasmy price, because we realize that the opportunity is actually in Jasmy, in as much as it's not easy to hold. It hasn't moved just yet. But who said it was going to be an easy ride? Nobody actually said that. And in a bull cycle like this one, remember, the bears are going to be celebrating those 20% drawdowns, the 10% drawdowns. But what we are looking for here is a 10x, it's a 15x, it's a 20x. We are literally trading in the riskiest of all the markets on planet, and somebody's worried about a 20% drop. I don't think it's actually something that makes much more sense. Look at Ethereum, for example. Everybody had been saying that this thing is dead. Today, just in the last hour actually, is up 8%. These are the kind of things that we are looking here the Jasmy price to do, and I think that we are eventually going to get there. So let's start here on the weekly time frame, and we are seeing that Jasmy, for a total of something like 1,118 days, we can say, has been following right in that Cardano structure that we have been talking about, I think for 2 years at this point. And my question to you is that, okay, you have ridden this whole terrible time up until this point. Is this really where you want to give up when potentially we could be headed for this parabolic phase? I really don't think. Coming back to the shorter time frame, yesterday we were talking about this symmetrical triangle, and I was saying that, you know what, if Jasmy drops back to something like 1.9, 1.8 cents here, I'm definitely going to be buying, because, you know what, yeah, it's a big drop towards the downside, but whatever the case, I'm very much convinced that Jasmy is going to be really pushing towards the upside here and taking out the highs of March, which is right around 4.5 cents, and even do much better than that. I'll show you price again later on in the video. But again, here, if we try to maybe erase everything completely, let's just work with one thing, our 50 daily moving average. Once I take a look at exactly where the Jasmy price was finding support, exactly on that 50 daily moving average one more time. So this is very important, because like the big impulse waves that we have had towards the upside for Jasmy have actually come from this backtest of the 50 daily moving average. For example, you can see here Wednesday 22 May 2024, and you can see also right here, this is maybe 13 February 2024, you also see this huge rally that we were beginning with the Jasmy prices. So this was very important that the 50 daily moving average was holding very much strongly. Now, in all fairness, in a very strong bull market like this one, dropping a little bit back below that 50 daily moving average really will not change a whole bunch of things, because we know that there are bigger things at play right at this point. You see, Bitcoin is headed towards $100,000. Just imagine the kind of headlines that BTC is going to be making, and a whole bunch of people are going to be coming into this market, learning for the very first time what is Bitcoin, what is ICP, what is Jasmy, what is XRP. Man, the liquidity that is just about to pump this market is unmatched. We haven't seen anything like this. And there are actually other signs that we can see. For example, if we take a look at the others chart here, this is the market cap of all other cryptocurrencies except the top 10, right? And you see that we are headed to break the resistance. And really, I believe that when this resistance is broken, no doubt I'm going to be seeing Jasmy also joining in with the rest of the other cryptocurrencies and push towards the upside, because this really is going to be a signal to say that, you know what, everybody, it's go time. Of course, immediate short term, let's say we get to close to 100,000 or maybe slightly higher than that, and BTC finds itself pulling back very much strongly, because what we have also seen is that, according to Glassnode, the whales have started, distributing their Bitcoins right now, meaning they're beginning to sell, right? So if we see some kind of, a shakeout here on top of that Bitcoin price, yeah, that will also be reflected on the Jasmy price. But again, I want you to remember that a 20% drop is not going to be matching a 20x that you're going to be getting from the Jasmy price. This, for example, here is the chart of BTC ever since, inception, and with other altcoins, right? So what I've done here, I've highlighted areas in which the Bitcoin price was breaking into new all-time highs, and we were seeing the kind of behavior that we were seeing from the altcoins. They didn't move at the same time with Bitcoin. Some of them even dropped further towards the downside when Bitcoin was heading into a new all-time high. But eventually, the story here is that every bot eventually rises, whether it's a good altcoin, it's a bad altcoin, it really doesn't matter. I'll give you a very simple example. In the last bull cycle, I was holding Coin because it had done pretty well in the last bull cycle, that 2017-2018 bull cycle. It really had done exceptionally well. I was still holding it, and it was dead. Like, it was literally dead, like dead. There was nothing happening, but I still managed to get a 12x from Neo, just like that. So it really doesn't matter whether there is development on this or this. The kind of moment we are in right now, I would say, please just don't F this up, right? If you're holding any other cryptocurrency, don't start to move around and say, okay, let me move it to this one. I would personally just sit back and relax, right? I want to kindly ask you to help me spread this video just by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, and people looking for Jasmy content will now be able to find this video much more easily. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, because I do TA on Jasmy, on a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. We have also been talking about this cup and handle formation, and I know people are tired of hearing the same thing, but really, this is what the market is saying. This is what the chart is saying. And at the bottom here, I'll promise you with a very high degree of certainty at 1.5 cents, nobody wants to buy Jasmy, right? When we get here to 5 cents, everybody wants to buy Jasmy, and they'll be saying, you know what, Jasmy is going to be going to $1. Okay, I mean, if it's going to go to $1, isn't it just a better idea to buy it at 1.5 cents? Because then you have actually much better gains. But the fear that you're going to be having right here at the best time to purchase this Jasmy coin, I mean, really going to be unmatched. So overall, I still expect the Jasmy price to do well. As I said at the beginning of the video, we've been following into this Cardano chart for a very long time. Yeah, is it actually going to do exactly like this, hitting something like 86 cents here for Jasmy? Probably not, because we also had other coins which didn't do something like that. For example, I'll show you Neo, which I was talking about earlier on, and this just only was a retrace or something like that. So let's say even in the worst case scenario, right, we come back here to Jasmy, and Jasmy does something like a 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level, right? Let me just catch that nice and easy from the top right there until the very bottom. Let's see what we can get from there. Yeah, that'll be right around something like 20 cents. I mean, at 20 cents Jasmy sitting at 2 cents right now, you're getting a 10x. Yeah, I know that people in this market are a little bit spoiled, because if you say to somebody it's gonna just 10x, they're gonna be like, that's not too good. I'm gonna be looking for something that does a 50x. All right, but you also have to remember that Jasmy is not beginning its rally right now. We have also been in a massive rally since something like October 2023. So I think that should be taken into consideration. And let me just also say that a big shout out to everybody who was here in October last year. I think we were at 600 subscribers or something like that. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But let me just go and show you one more thing that I expect here the Jasmy price to do ultimately in terms of my specific price, I guess, right? So for a very long time, I've been saying that I expect a 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. That is right around something like 54 cents here for Jasmy. That is the best case scenario. Now, is CF saying that you shouldn't be selling Jasmy when it gets to, let's say, 10 cents, for example, or 15 cents or 20, I mean, whatever price may be? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that my best case scenario for me, I'm going to be looking at something like 54 cents. I think it's something that is very much possible. Of course, at some point, we're even looking at something like $1.20. But yeah, that may not be for this bull cycle, to be honest with you. But 54 cents is something that I'll definitely be entertaining here for the Jasmy price. Let's see how the whole thing goes. But I mean, I just believe that eventually, if we just hold in tight, we're just going to be doing a fantastic job altogether. Remember, we are fighting on the front lines for financial freedom. But I want to invite you here to this new user limited time event that our partners over there at BingX have. And if you happen to register, sign up with them, trade with them, you can claim up to $5,450. And on top of that, we are the ton tokens. This event is going to be lasting 9 days. From now, after that, it will probably expire. And I don't know for sure if they're going to be renewing this campaign. With that being said, I want to thank you so much for watching the video. See you on the next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves.